got me feeling, you got me feeling alright. Whenever I'm around you, baby, you make me feel so
Hello, hello, Plannerettes. How are you? Welcome to this week's Plan with me. I hope you are all doing well. I appreciate you all being here. Now, of course, whoops, if you are here, that's the one, that's the button I was supposed to press. If you are here in the live chat, make sure you say hello and let me know where you are tuning in from. I am here in Sydney, Australia. It is 5:03 a.m. Now, it might be a different time for you guys tuning in because our daylight saving ended on Sunday, and so our time went back an hour. So technically, this is probably around about, should be, oh, I don't even know. Should be 6 o'clock now, 6 a.m. my time. So I hope that that hasn't thrown you off. I appreciate you all being here. And of course, if you are watching on the replay, please say hello as well. And you can even type in hashtag replay squad to let me know that you have popped in and stopped by. Saying hello to everyone. A lot of us are here already. Tamara, Cindy, Brogan, Brenda. Hello, Laura. Nice to see you. We have Slice of Life. Okay, while I was looking at a Slice of Life, I'm going, my memory has gone. It's out there. I don't know. I've forgotten. So you have to forgive me today. I was sick yesterday, and so my brain probably isn't working 100%. So please do remind me a Slice of Life. I'm there going, Terry, is it Michelle? Is it, oh, I've forgotten. But I do appreciate you being here. Hello, Stephanie Plannerettes Assemble. Hope everyone is well. So excellent. I appreciate you all being here. Switzerland, 9 p.m. Hope you are feeling better with your cold. Yes, I took my very, very much needed rest. And so I think that helped me a lot. 8 p.m. In Birmingham, England. Laura and Phil and then answering my question we'll get to in a second. Feel guilty, but I didn't do what I planned. That is good. That is what we're here for today, is to help encourage each other, support each other, and let each other know that it is okay if we don't get everything done. Life happens. If only we had everything planned the way, or if only things happened the way we planned it, then I would be a millionaire. But yes, so life does get in the way, and we get a lot of overwhelm and stress. And for those of you who are similar like me, get anxious thoughts, and that can, halt you from doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. It is okay. Just remember, you are doing the best that you can. So let's quickly have a look. So I did ask the question, what's your biggest struggle? So I had the number 1, 2, 1, overwhelm; 2, procrastination; 3, inconsistency; 4, forgetting to plan. So we had Brenda, overwhelm; Tamara is procrastination, me too, same as Brogan as well. And we have Cindy, overwhelmed. So a lot of overwhelm. Stephanie says, I am definitely number one for sure. Me too. I think I'm all of it. And so Laura is, and feel guilty because I didn't do what I planned. And then a dark spiral till next week. Oh, yes, I understand the same, Laura. And that's why I guess we are all kindred spirits, because we are doing the best we can each and every day, each and every week. And that's really all we can ask for. And just getting better each and every time, showing up if we, if we fall behind, if we miss a day, that the best we can, pick it back up as soon as we can and make sure we are looking after ourselves. Very, very important. Charlotte, thank you so much. Now, I'm not sure, did I ever ask? Oh, one day I'll remember everything. Oh, only if I think my memory is going backwards. That's why it's so important to also make sure our mental well being is being looked after, and we're doing lots of things to keep our mind busy. Now, for those of you who may not know, I am Marianne, and here on my channel, through my own planning, I hope you can get inspiration and ideas for your own planning, and don't just use it for to-do list. It's not just about productivity. It's important that we also use our planner and planning to be intentional with looking after ourselves, because that's why if we don't put ourselves on top of the list, that is when the overwhelm, that is when the procrastination, that is when forgetting to use our planners, and then we get stressed out and anxious. So it's really important. Now, it's only been recently that I have been making sure that I am looking after myself. Now, yesterday I wanted to go live to do my brain dump of the week, but I had a cold. And so I had the runny nose, the watery eyes, the pounding headache, my body was aching. And I went, you know what? Let's take a leaf out of my own book and rest. And I did, and I feel better today. And now I know that if I tried to work through it, then I would be worse off. Then the healing process would take longer. Now, I know for a lot of us, we may not be able to always take the day off from work, but putting daily things, small actionable steps of looking after ourselves and taking a break, whether that's going for a walk outside, reading, catching up with friends, we are putting that on top of our list. And Tamara says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, my darling. I appreciate that. Yes, hit that like button if you are so far enjoying the company. All right, so yes, I have had quite a few new subscribers to my channel. I think in the last 3 days, over 108 of you have joined me. So if you are here, please don't be shy. Type in new in the live chat, and my Plannerettes community will be welcoming and supportive. And so I hope you can get value in today's video. So what is today's video about? Now, normally, I go on here on my Monday, most of your Sundays, for a plan with me. So we're going to do that, but slightly different from how I normally do it, because I did put up on my community post so a couple of questions, and that is where that question came from, is what is your biggest planning struggle? So whether you're overwhelmed, that you have too much on your plate, you're procrastinating because other things are winning, and you'd rather do something else than what's on your what you've written in your planner. Maybe you've been inconsistent, do well the first half of the week or first half of the month. Yes, that's me. And then you have a difficult time staying on track, or you forget to plan. You do all these beautiful planner layouts and then don't touch it for the rest of the week because it's out of sight and out of mind. So I really appreciate you guys letting me know which of those is the biggest struggle for you. And a lot of them, and a lot of those who did participate in answering my question and polls in the YouTube community post, a lot of us are feeling all of it, if not most of it, all of it. So I am here today to hopefully take another tool from our tool belt of planning tool belt to see how we can make sure that we are still moving forward regardless of the overwhelm, regardless of the stress and anxiety we may be going through, that we are doing our best. All right, so make sure you do stick around, because I do have a few solutions that you can try, or you can see if it might help lessen the overwhelm, lessen the procrastination or the inconsistency. So today I want to turn our brain dump. So for those of you that have been following along and have been seeing the brain dump sessions as a useful tool to get our mind decluttered and organize our thoughts down onto paper and then take action, we're going to turn that into an organized, productive to-do list. So if you've ever brain dumped everything on your mind, but you've felt actually stuck on what to do next, this live stream is for you. So let us go. All right, before I go on, hello to Irene, Budgeting Mama. Nice to see you. How are you today? I appreciate you tuning in. All right, so now, as I said, I was going to do a live brain dump yesterday, but I wasn't feeling as good. So instead, what I did is I actually put together a brain dump guide because I thought, well, what happens if I'm not around and you guys don't have the time to brain dump with me, do the brain dump session or watch my previous videos? I thought, well, if you're a list girl like me or a planner printable girl like me, I created a brain dump guide. So then that way you can print it and then you can put it in your planner just as I have. So for those of you who have followed the last 4 live brain dumps, this is the step-by-step guide that I use. And so I've written it down. This is free. Yes, it's a free printable that you can grab. 2 ways you can grab it. You can either sign up for my free weekly email newsletter. And so if you do that, I'll send you a welcome email that'll have this plus many other free printable that you can start using and adding into your planner pages that hopefully will help lessen the overwhelm and make it fun to plan. Or you can follow and join the Plannerettes community, which a lot of you here today are a part of. And so that there's a post there that you can instantly download the free brain dump guide, and it goes through the step by step, because even I had to follow this along. It's like, what am I supposed to do again? What do I do once I've brain dumped? So then this is a really good way for you to print it, hole punch it, or punch it if you're a disc-bound planner, or if you go and just have a plain journal or plain notebook, print it, glue it on the page, and then have it as your guide. It's stuck there. So please let me know if you are here in the chat if you have already downloaded and printed your free brain dump guide. Let me know. And of course, if you are on replay, all the details on how to grab this yourself is in the description below, so make sure you check that out. I'd appreciate it if you just let me know, and then if it's been helpful, give me feedback. Say, Marianne, this is too simple. Why even need to do a guide? Or yes, I needed it. Because remember, the reasons why we have all these printables and all these layouts and all these, planner pages is it removes the friction. It removes that decision fatigue. You know how there are people, who dress the same way each and every day. They've got a uniform. It's because they've taken away that extra step to decide what to do next. So this is really one of those things that instead of me having to remember all the steps, all I got to do is refer to my guide. So yes, let me know if any of you have already downloaded it. All right, so let's jump into today's topic, the brain dump process and the missing step. And a few people who have watched my brain dump live sessions have told me in the comment section that they've been doing brain dumps for a number of years, but they actually didn't do anything else about it after. They just got everything out of their head and down on paper. And normally, most of the time, that is enough because it helps declutter your mind. But what to do once you have taken the things out of your head on and down on paper? It's like you've got all these great information, so let's utilize it. Let's make an action plan using all the stuff that was in there down on paper, so then next time it doesn't always pop back up again and drive us insane having to remember. So it's really important that we know what to do once we've actually brain dumped. Uh, Tamara says, it's on my to-do list for tomorrow to print it. Excellent. I love it. Broken says, already downloaded it. Used it. Helps me stick to the same 5 colors. Exactly. I actually had to go and, even I couldn't remember which colors because it's very new. So any new habits or routines that you have, until you've done it enough times, until it sticks, it's good to have a guide. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Brogan. I love it. Okay, so a brain dump, really, for those of you who are new to it, is a way to clear your mind by writing everything down that is floating around in your head. These include tasks, ideas, reminders, worries. Oh, my worries, right? All of it without overthinking it and without judging and no filter. So think of it like decluttering your brain. Now, I have actually already done my brain dump, so then that way I'm a little bit a step ahead, one step ahead. And so I did it yesterday. And so let's see if this works. So now here I did a brain dump. I'm using my Pomodoro timer. I have the link in the description. So I've set it for the 10 minutes, and then I then same thing, then everything just down on paper, no filtering, in no particular order, or the things I have to do, or the worries, or the things that pop in my head. Just wrote it down. See, as you can see here, a lot of times I'm just going, nothing. And then, I'm thinking I've exhausted my brain, and then more new stuff. So that's why 10 minutes is a really good time to allow you, because you might think that, okay, yep, I've got everything down on paper. And then suddenly, more things. So as much as possible, try and take around about 5 to 10 minutes. And if the 10 minutes, you've done all your brain dumping before the 10-minute timer is up, take that time to just close your eyes and take some deep breaths, okay? And then you'll probably go, oh, another thing pops in your head. So you can either use a timer on your phone, or if you have an Apple Watch, if you've got a kitchen timer or timer on your computer, and then just let all the things. Now, if you haven't been doing a brain dump before, you may take a lot longer because there's lots of stuff in there, but if you do it on a regular basis, it actually gets a lot easier. You don't have a lot of things floating in there. So doing it regularly and around about the same time each and every week, it becomes part of your habit and routine. And that is one of the things that can help you reduce the overwhelm, because you know why? Your brain's thinking, okay, it's all right, because every Sunday night or every Monday morning or whenever you do your brain dump, it's coming up. I have the opportunity to just let go of everything, write everything down. So then I'm releasing it. It's that little bit of therapeutic activity that just allows you to blurt out everything that's been going on in your head and down on paper. And because no one else is going to read it, you can be true about it. You can swear. Sometimes I'm just going, whatever it is that I'm feeling, just write it down. It can be one word, it can be full sentences, it can be paragraphs, whatever it is. It is your own brain dump. So don't judge it, don't filter, don't think, oh, should I write that down? No one else sees it except you, okay? So just note that this is a really great habit and a really great routine to help with those struggles that we spoke about a little bit earlier, because it's not there, it's not brewing. It's not, gathering momentum to get more anxiety and more worries, because you have that opportunity to get it down on paper. So like I said, I use the Pomodoro timer to help me take breaks as well in between my big task or my big focus task. Okay, so if you haven't done your brain dump for the week, you can, in the description, I do have a highlighted version of one of the live streams where I've cut it down to, I think, 25 minutes. There's a 10-minute timer on screen. So and then there's nice little soft music that you can go and brain dump with me. And then I'll go through the different steps that I show you in the guide. Okay, so that's what we've done is, grab your planner, your notebook, a blank sheet of paper, or do I have any? I think I've used up all my brain dump. Okay, so in the free printable download, you get the brain dump guide and the brain dump printable, right? So print one of these, and I have two versions in there, by the way. I have the Australian or UK version as well as the US with the organized with Z's and prioritization. So you can print whichever version is suitable to your English. Okay, so I am very aware that I know sometimes, you know, if you're buying something from a different that use different English, you just go along with it. But I have given you two different versions for that you can print that has organized prioritization. Okay, so really important. So I wrote down all my brain dump yesterday, no filtering, all my tasks, and the goal is to empty the mind and no organizing yet. Okay, so let me know if you have done your brain dump this week. Give me a thumbs up or a yes in the live chat, or or it's on your to-do list to do this today, or you know, if you've done it already. Okay, so now I have also done the categorizing. Again, to check the video of the brain dump highlighted version that go through exactly how to categorize all the stuff that you've written. Okay, so for me, this is what I've written yesterday. And then I categorized it, and I use color coding because visually it's much easier to categorize and prioritize all the stuff that's in your head. And so the color coding that I use is green is for today or tomorrow. So any of those thoughts and things that I have written down, I will highlight or circle in green. You can use your own color coding. This is again just a guide. And so blue is for anything that I need to do or look into this week. Purple is anything for the month, you know. So if we're doing any brain dump, let's say mid-month, I normally say, you know, within the next 30 days. And then yellow is anything else for future stuff, you know. So not in the month of April or not in the current month, but you want to make sure that you capture it. So then it's not in there you're not trying to remember it. And then of course anything that you might have written down that, you know, is not important, or maybe negative thoughts or self-doubt or limiting belief, I urge you to challenge it, you know. So for me, a lot of times I think that, you know, maybe I'm not doing enough as a mother, maybe I'm not doing enough as a wife, maybe, you know, I'm not contributing enough to our financial well-being. And so, you know, those are the thoughts that I put in because those are the worries that I have. So then I'll go and challenge it. Am I really a bad mum? Well, no. You know, I'm not. You know, am I really not a good wife? Well, no. So then I will cross those off because it isn't true. It's just a, you know, a self-doubt and negative thought I'm having in the moment. So then I'll do some other things to help me reframe it. You know, I just lost my temper, and that's why I screamed at the children. It's because I was feeling really tired, right? So that's a way to challenge those thoughts. So any of those, cross it off if it's not true. All right. So Brenda says doing it today, going to print the brain dump guide today. Cindy, a big thumbs up. Laura says I'm writing it right now in the list for today. Excellent. I love that because if it doesn't get written down, it's less likely to get done. And so again, building that habit of, oops, something popped in my head. Where can I put that in my planner? Okay, so I've already done the categorizing. So my green is anything for today or tomorrow. Blue is anything that I need to look at or do in the week. Purple is anything for the month, and yellow is for future, you know, maybe after April. Okay, so if you have been following along, have you been doing this same categorizing, you know, or do you categorize it in a different way? You know, so let me know, because then of course my way of categorizing is not the only way. Maybe you have a brilliant idea or tip or trick that other plannerettes in the community or those watching in the replay will see, because I keep the live chat up. So once the live stream gets processed by YouTube, the live stream, people can see it on the side. And so they might also get tips and ideas from you, because we are a community. It's, yes, it's my channel, but we gather all these wonderful ideas and thoughts, and that's how brilliant things, come up, is with the community and the socializing and the connecting. So make sure, if you have other great ideas on how you can categorize brain dump, let us know. And then that way we can all go, maybe I'll try that, because then that's when great ideas, get invented, because it's like, oh, I've never thought of doing it that way. So really, really a great opportunity for us to share our pool of knowledge. Okay. So most people, right, stop at the brain dumping. They don't categorize, or they don't do anything else. And then, so that is the next step to do. So if you've ever brain dumped in the past and then just left it at that, sometimes, that is enough. But then if you go, I'm still overwhelmed, I still feel like I'm not doing enough, categorize and prioritize your list. Okay, so there we go. Let's have a look. Now, let me just pop it all together again. The free printable comes with this, two versions, a UK English and a US English, and then the little brain dump that has a grid line, so then you can write nice and straight. All right, so we've categorized it, and now I have a question for you. How do you currently process your brain dump? Let me know in the chat right now. When you've been doing your brain dump, for those of you who've been following along with me, probably will have the same. We write it down, 10 minutes, and then we categorize it. But let me know how you categorize your own. So then that way, it's not just one big messy list. We get to sort it all out. Okay, so I've highlighted. You can also use the highlighter, and then highlight the actual words. But because I'm using a light pen, I've started doing that. It's just so then if there is anything that I'm brain dumping that may be a little bit more personal, I don't think I do have anything too personal that I'm not sharing, that I'll, because I know there are some that that pause videos or zoom in on people's planner pages and look at. I've seen on one account that someone zoomed in on her planner pages and was upset that she had written something in her own planner. So it was like, okay, like she's just showing you how she wasn't asking for your opinion on the things that she writes. So I know, but I don't think I have anything that's going to be too worrying. Okay, so I've highlighted and marked certain tasks based on priority. So my priority is based on the time. So today, tomorrow, this week, this month, and future. Yours might be work-related stuff, family, for the kids, for your hobbies. Okay, so really, really important. Let me know how you currently process or categorize your brain dump. All right, so let me know in the chat. Okay, what is next? So once you've done that, I'm going to show you today a different way you can then take action with your brain dump. So we're going to use the stuff that we've written and put it into a running to-do list. So on Friday, my Friday, maybe for you, you might have seen it on your Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening, I showed how to use a running to-do list. Okay, so this is based on the Alistair method, where you write everything down in no particular order, and then once you've written it down, you start to assign it on the day. Now, the reason why I brought this back up, so I had made a video about the running to-do list, I think nearly a year or nearly 2 years ago here on YouTube, when I was fully overwhelmed. I think that's when I must have had my mental breakdown, and I couldn't get out of my own head. I was just stuck in a rut. I was just feeling every morning. I felt, oh, there's something in my every morning. I felt like a heavy feeling that I didn't know what I was doing. Right. So what I did was I had been bullet journaling back in 2017, 2018, and I know the Carol Ryder of writing things down and then assigning it, and then I think he spoke about the Alistair method, which is something, you write down everything on a list, and then you assign it to when you would like to do it on what day of the week. So I did do the to-do list fix, so how to get stuff done using the running to-do list. So if you haven't watched that yet, I highly recommend it, and YouTube is recommending it. So about 85% of the views from that has come from YouTube's recommendation, and that's where I have received recently a lot of the new followers. So I think it's hitting a lot of people pain points. It's like, yes, that's me. I feel like I have an endless to-do list. I feel like it's a never ending, feels like I'm doing stuff, but feel like I'm not doing anything at all. So do check that out, where how to get stuff done using a running to-do list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair it with our brain dump and how we've categorized it. And so this is going to help me organize and prioritize my tasks and help reduce the overwhelm and the stress when it comes to our planning, which a lot of you here have said, that's your number one struggle. That's when it comes to your planning. So the running to-do list, it's an ongoing list of tasks that need to get done, but without the pressure of assigning them to a specific day right away. Okay, sometimes we have the beautiful planners that we buy, we printed out all our planner pages, and then we just, we'll set it up. And then this is sometimes what happens is we've set it up for the beginning of the week, and then we lose that momentum, which is another reason that we have said, that we lose the consistency. So we do well beginning of the week, and then we lose momentum at the second half of the week or second half of the month, right? And so because it's about sometimes when you have too many things to fill in, maybe like you've got, whatever planner you have. If you have my ultimate planner bundle, I have the well-being planner page, I have a weekly spread, I have a daily. That's all great when our mind is also in the right space. But sometimes when it's too much, it's just too much pressure all at the same time. And that is when a one-page list might be the tool that you need for the moment in time. So it may not be the solution for each and every week, but it's a great way for you to step back and go, you know what? My planner at the moment is just too overwhelming for me. There's just too many things it asks me to fill in, right? So strip it back. Because remember, your planning system needs to fit the way your brain works and the lifestyle and the capacity that you are in that moment. It's just the same way as, you have a pair, your shoes, right? You don't wear your hiking boots if you have one each and every day. You don't wear your high heels and dressy shoes each and every day. You have different pairs of shoes for different occasions. And so in this way, you have different planner pages or different planning systems for the different types of weeks that you might have, or the month. You might have a busy month, so you need a lot of pages to write lots of the individual tasks, right? Or you may have a nice, easy week and you go, you know what, I'm not going to fill in my weekly page because I don't have much going on. And then, sometimes you go, oh, you might feel like you're forced to. make sure you are finding not only the planner system, but the planner tools and, setup that you have. And that is why, where are we? Where is it? Okay, that is where when I am overwhelmed, I close the book and I just use a running to-do list. And so the running to-do list is just for the week, the things to do for the week. So someone said, oh, it's probably not going to be good for, the rest of the month. No, it's not a planner for all of your things to do in a month. It's just for that week. It's just a great way to just focus in on the things that you have for that week. So how would I use it based on my brain dump? Well, then I'm just going to list everything down that I have on here. All right. So normally for the today and tomorrow, what I would do in previous brain dumps is I would write, okay, all these green are things that I would like to do either today or tomorrow. I would normally put it right in my daily or weekly planner. So today or tomorrow, I would write that down, okay? Or if you plan daily, today or tomorrow. But if you're already overwhelmed, and a lot of you have said that, one of the things that you struggle with sometimes when planning is you don't even go and touch your planner. It's like, I forget to plan. And so let's remove that friction. Let's remove that barrier. Why are we putting another pressure on top of pressure when we can just take it easy, strip it back, and just let's focus on one page at a time. So instead of the today or tomorrow in my weekly or my daily, I'm just going to write it here. So again, in no particular order, let's see, this one was plan for, so I wrote this yesterday, I'm just going to put here, plan for Monday live stream. So I've already actually done that. But we'll pretend I haven't done that. Okay, so I've written it down. So I'm going to get just a black marker and I'm going to cross it off because I have moved it to something else. The next one is I need to claim my receipt. So my youngest son gets disability support, so I need to claim the things that his occupational therapist invoice, so I can write that down. Another thing is go through my email, so review my email, and so either get rid of junk email because of my email now has like when it's too much it gives me anxiety, so I need to go through it and reply to people, move things or archive them or delete them or unsubscribe. All right, so review my email. So this is a good way for you to just write everything down that you have just brain dumped. So now you're taking action, right? And so instead of putting all these in what you would otherwise put in your weekly, in your daily planner, or in your calendar, we're going to just put it on one list. Because if you're overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you're not, touching your planner, let's just do one list at a time. And then next week, like, boom, we're back into it. Let's go back to using our weekly and, our daily planner pages. I've done that. I printed out, right? I printed out, let's say I'm overwhelmed by all my planner pages. So what I would do, okay, is I would just go and not use it. Whoop. And I will just go and paper clip it. So then that way, I don't even have to look at it, right? And I can just put this in the middle, and that is what I'm going to use for this week, okay? Let's just say I'm just too overwhelmed. I'm so stressed. I just have so many things to do. I don't have time to plan. I don't have time to embellish my page. Let's remove all of that. This is our planner. This needs to fit into our lifestyle, not our life fitting into it. We have the opportunity to go and plan based on our energy, our capacity. Okay, so remember the struggles we were having, overwhelm. Let's remove the overwhelm maybe just for this week. But you go, oh, but then I don't get to go and embellish. It's like, take the embellish away, because why are we putting too much at the moment? Let's go and put something, let's just strip it back, and then if we miss the embellishment, then we can go embellish a little bit here and there. But let's just start off with the basic. Okay, so then what else? I'm just going to take this. All right, so let's pretend. All right, let's pretend this week I am not going to use my planner pages, and I'm just going to stick to one page. All right, so what else do I have? So then I just go down the list. Now, if you are overwhelmed, please do not write any of your tasks on more than one page. The whole point is to keep everything visual on one page. And then if you go, Marianne, I've got lots on my to-do list. Well, that's where the overwhelm comes from. You have too much. You don't have that much time in the day. You don't have much time in the week. So something you have to let go. And this is where the prioritization portion comes in, because you go, oh, I've still got a lot on my list and I'm nearly down to the end of my, it's like, well, is that something that I need to do this week? No, let's leave it. All right. You might have put to do this week and you go, actually, that can wait until the end of the month. Okay, well, I won't put it on this list. By brain dumping, by categorizing, and then by minimizing the pressure you're putting on yourself and the pressure of having a big to-do list, you now start to go, okay, I've already got a lot done and I'm already stressed and I've got so much work to do. How important is that in the big scheme of things for this week? Just for this week. That's all we're doing. All right, so let's see. Review week content. So I need to review my content calendar, because that's part of my, business, review content calendar. So that's important. Okay, so the running to-do list. Remember, I do have a video going through it in more detail. So if it might be confusing, just go check this how to get stuff done video, and then it goes through that. And I do have another, the 2-year-old one that goes into it even more, I think. Okay, so just write all this down. So you go down the list. What's the next one? So it says here, outline Zach's day. Okay, so Zach is my younger son who we homeschool. He's 16 years old and he's on the autism spectrum. And so we're just going to, same way, is just track all his day. So then we can go and figure out a routine for him, because he thrives on routine. And so the moment there's just the routine, because this is the first term of school for us here in Australia. School starts in February, so we'll be going into school holidays at the end of the week. So I have to try and figure out what his routine is going to be for the next 2 weeks, because if we don't have a routine for him, it's just going to be so challenging for him. He won't know what's coming up, and that's where the meltdown and the challenging behaviors come from. So I'll need to outline Zach's day so we can put a routine together. So which one's that one? Outline Zach's, right? So that's all I'm doing. Okay, so see, planning your week can be a just one pager. You can plan it on a weekly. You can plan it on a daily. Whatever works for you in that moment. And I think this is where our overwhelm and our planning struggle comes in. It's because we think, because we have the planner, we bought the planner. If you have a discbound, a dated planner, that we have, we don't, it's the same way. If I tell you, all right, we're going to go on a hike. But you've got, oh, but Marianne, I've got this pretty heels, I've got this Jimmy Choo, I don't know. I've got these beautiful high heel shoes that I want to wear, right? It's not appropriate for the thing that we need to do if we need to go hiking. Have that analogy in your head, right? Different pair of shoes. I'm a shoe girl, right? So that's why I love using the shoe analogy. Or the same way, handbags, right? The handbags. So you're not gonna carry a big backpack to a a black tie. So have a think for wherever you are at the moment, whether it's, based on your mental, your emotional, your physical well being, what can you manage? Can you manage to do embellish and plan in a weekly, a daily? Fantastic. Because then you might go, but Marianne, I need that because that's part of my self care, embellishing my planner pages. Fantastic, do that. But anytime it stresses you out, strip it back, go down to a 1-page list. So go through this list, okay? And then you just write it all down, cross it off there. And then what you do is then you start to go, uh, I had already written down. That's okay. So this week is for April 7th to the 13th. So that's 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so then the to-do list also has a Sunday start version. So this printable is available in my shop. It has a Monday or a Sunday start, however you start your week. And then what you do is you go plan for Monday live. So technically, let's say that was Sunday. All right, so that's when I'll do claim the receipt. That I've got to do that today. Review my email. Maybe I'll do that on Tuesday. Content calendar. Then you start assigning what day to action them in. So this one, I'll do that on Thursday. When you have your list written down and you start to assign them either, in the day of the week, you start to see, so you do these little dots here. Okay, so these are the keys. You put dot if to action it and then X to complete, but we'll just do the dots. When you start to go, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this could be my planner for the week. All right, so then I'm doing all this. I'm just going to pretend I've written all that stuff. Okay, all right, I'm assigning that on this date and I'm assigning that to do that on Thursday. And then you go, let's say there's lots already on the Monday, lots of dots. And you go, oh, well, my Monday is already full. I'm not going to assign any more on that day because that's where we fall apart. We've got too much to do. And then you get to start to see exactly how much work you have assigned or task you have assigned for each and every day. All right, so it gives you a bird's eye view, again making it simple, keeping it all on the one page. And then if you know Saturday, okay, if you know Saturday is your day off, don't put things to do on there because then that's you're supposed to be your time off. That's when you're supposed to rest. That's when you're supposed to re-energize. But then you go, oh, but it's I can do maybe one or two. And then again, that's the trap we fall into. We do not take our breaks. We're not intentional about it because then we put too much and then we come out to the Sunday and we go, why are we so tired? And why do we still have so much stuff on our to-do list? It's because we're assigning either too much on the days or we're assigning things to do when we should be taking breaks. All right, so have a look at that video because then I'll go through other things like, if you have a habit or routine that you want to be doing. All right, for me, the new one is taking vitamin D. Okay, so I had my blood test the other day, came back, cholesterol's fine, glucose is fine, but my vitamin D, a low level is 50, my level is at 32. That's because I haven't been getting myself outside, right? Because of the anxious thoughts and just trying to figure out, because we know March for me was a big emotional roller coaster of making big decisions. So I hadn't been going out. So the doctor's gone, you got to take some vitamin Ds because you got to pick it back up to these little tablets. So for me, for that habit, I need to go and put a dot for each day. So if you have any habits or routines that you want to do, so I know for some of you was drink water. Okay, so drink water as in, 6 to 8 glasses. So then you can go and put that in. Okay, each and every day. And so if that is your list for the week, here's one I prepared earlier. It's a little bit prettier. Where is it? Where's my pretty one? Hello, where's my pretty one? Oh, I thought I had one. I think it's in another. Hang on. I will show you. Boop. Okay, so there's my April 7th to the 13th. All right, so there's my vitamin D there. Vitamin D. My workout is every minimum 3 times. All right, and so that's my running to-do list for this week. And this was my running to-do list for March 31st to April 6th. And I just went by that. I mean, I did have, of course, my other one too, but I just went, okay, everything's just too much. Let's just go and look at that. All right, so let me know. Laura says, I'm changing again my layout for this week because it wasn't working anymore. And that just could be for this month, Laura. Because sometimes we human beings are creatures, we like novelty. We like changes. And so sometimes if we do the same things over and over again, it loses its effect and it loses its impact. It's the same way if we eat the same thing over and over again, even if it's our favorite. Sometimes we go, right? So changing up is a great way to, first of all, shake things up. And, like I said, it's based on the capacity, your energy. So you don't always have to use the same layout each and every week and change it up. Brenda says, I just had labs this week as well and had to increase my vitamin D. All right, you and I. So, Brenda, we need to go get our sunlight. So it was the only thing unbalanced in my result. Me too. Oh. We're too much the same, Brenda. We're too much the same. All right, we got to encourage each other in the planets to get outside and get some sunlight. Okay, so that's why that's how I would use my running to-do list, because remember, the reason why I'm applying or implementing the running to-do list based on hang on a second. Where is it? Where is my mouse? I'm just going to go and where's my hanky? Blow my nose. Make sure I don't have a runny nose. Okay. All right. Where are we? Okay. All right. Because based on your answers, those of you that participated in the poll, my community post, a lot of us are in the same boat. We're overwhelmed. We're procrastinating. We're not consistent with our planning. We're falling behind. We have low energy. So let's take the pressure off ourselves. And let's just maybe for this week, just use a one-page task or running to-do list, okay? So this will give you the flexibility to be able to just go, all right, and you know what? You might start doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you start to get the momentum. You get your energy back. And then what you do, you go back to your planner page and then just start from Wednesday. And then you go, all right, I'm back into it. Let's go. I've got my energy back. Okay, so I pull my tasks from my brain dump for today, tomorrow, and this week only. So for the month, I will put that in my monthly calendar. Because remember, this is just for 1 week. Because that's all we need to do for the moment is just tackle this week. And just take a breather. Remove every other friction. Okay, so if there's stuff on here, I don't have to assign it for this week, even if I said it's this week, because I start to be able to categorize and prioritize. You know what? I already have a lot on my to-do list. That is something that can wait until next week. All right? Then I mark it on my running to-do list on when I would like to do it. And then I'll get to see that, whoa, Wednesday already has too many. Let's strip it back. What can I take off Wednesday? Right? So there's no big rule, but maybe 3 to 5, tasks a day, or 5 to 7. Have a hard number, hard rule. It's like, I'm not doing any more than this each day. So whatever that rule is for you, please don't try and do 15. Maybe that's just too much. And maybe that's where the overwhelm comes from, because you think you can do it all. But remember, you also have to make time for your breaks. So really important that you go and getting outside for a walk, chatting to a friend. If those are the habits and routines that maybe you haven't been doing, pop them in your running to-do list. Really important. So then this will help me, a running to-do list will help me see what days are already full, or if it's my day off, I'm not going to assign anything in those days. So really important. And again, that's all we're doing. Any of these things that I do for myself is because I'm a visual person. I see it right away. I don't have to try and remember, because it's down on paper. When it's down on paper, it's more likely to get done than not. Not saying that it's going to get done, because I know I don't do everything, but it's more likely to get done than not. So right away, all of this is going to help eliminate the overloading that I normally would. And it's like, yep, I'll do that today. Yep, I'll do that today. Yep, I'll do that today as well. And I'll do that today as well. And then I've forgotten to go and, take a break. I've forgotten to, catch up with a friend. I've forgotten to read a book. I've forgotten to, add movement into my day. Now, also, thing is, the most important task, try and assign it at the beginning of your week. So then that way, if anything unplanned does come up, you still have the rest of the week to try and complete it. Okay, so, question, have you ever overloaded your daily to-do list and felt totally frustrated at the end of the day? Yes, because then I'm thinking, especially when you have a weekly or a daily planner, because there's space, you go, let's fill up that space, with more tasks and to-dos. And that is why it's important, to use your washi tapes and use your stickers and use your little quotes to take up those space. Right? Just because there's space doesn't mean you have to fill it in with to-do list. Go fill it in with your stickers. Go fill it in with your washi tapes. Okay? Stickers and doodles. Come on. We've done doodle sessions, so you should know how to add some doodles in your page. See? Right? Little quotes, little positive affirmations. So let me know, have you ever overloaded your daily planner or to-do list? Susan, hello, Marianne, you are a blessing. Thank you for this. Your videos have helped me a lot lately. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you, and welcome to the Plannerettes community here. I appreciate you being here. Yay! Oh, it's music. Woohoo! Woohoo! I appreciate you so much. There it is. There, welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so happy that you are here. And sometimes a lot of the things that help the overwhelm is knowing that we are not alone. Because sometimes all we see is all the fun stuff and all the things everyone else is achieving and doing on Instagram and on YouTube and on Facebook. Everyone's posting their holidays and their parties and their great outfits. No one's, not a lot of people share the struggles and the overwhelm and the anxious thoughts that you get, and the messy hair and the 3-day-old tracksuit pants that you're in, and your hair all oily. That's why you've seen some of my videos where I have no makeup and my hair's like flyaways here and there, because it's important to know that sometimes we just can't do it all for that day or for that week. And it's okay to just do whatever we can with whatever energy we have and whatever capacity we have. So let me know, drop a yes in the chat if this sounds like you, where you have overloaded yourself and put too much to-do list, because we have that mentality of we can multitask, we can do it all. Yes, us women can do it all. Doesn't mean we have to, though, right? Just because we don't do 10 things to do doesn't mean we're a failure. It's just we know how to balance, or we're getting to know. We're learning how to balance our day with the stuff to do and then the things to make sure we are taking breaks for ourselves. Okay, let's quickly have a look. Yes, 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 1,000, 1 million. Yes, 1 million. Yes. Overloaded. Yes, me too. It's like the the 100 tabs open on your computer, right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work when it's too overloaded with too many things. It's the same thing on our to-do list. Okay, so like I said, check the video to find out in more detail, because we're just touching a little bit of it today, because I wanted to incorporate the brain dump and the running to-do list when we are feeling like it's too much. We have too much to do. Let's strip it back. Let's just keep it to one page. Now, of course, if you are liking this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and of course share this video to any other planning friends of yours who don't know us yet, who don't know the Planner Rets community. All right, so common productivity struggles and some solutions. Again, please, if you have any, share them in the live chat or in the comments if you are watching on replay. So the reason I took out my running to-do list printable, because as I said, I don't use it all the time. I take it out when it's just everything just feels too much pressure. I can't do it. I can't plan. It feels like if I plan on my normal planner pages, I feel even more behind. Okay, so the reason why it came back up is because first of all, I use this when it's, I want to overcome the overwhelm of having too many things to do. And I have quite a few things to do because I've got my content creation. We're moving our bedrooms. So at the moment, my poor young man is just having some challenging behaviors. He shares a room with his older brother who's studying for his high school certificate. So it's a big year for him, and having his brother in the same room, bugging him, annoying him, touching his stuff, wrecking his stuff. And so we're going to move the bedrooms, and so we're going to put him in his own room. And so we just, for the moment, in the interim, we're going to be sharing a room with the young one. But that, it's just something we have to do. We can't move at the moment to a place that has another bedroom. So you have to do with what you got for the moment, right? So I have quite a bit of lots of tasks that I need to write, and this is the reason why the running to-do list has come out. So, and the other thing is, you guys have also shared your common struggles and the things that's getting in your way when it comes to your planning and productivity. So, last week on my YouTube community post, I had asked the question, what's your number one productivity struggle, which is the question I asked of you earlier in the live stream. And, so there's, overwhelmed, that you have too much to do and don't know where to start. Okay, so if you have this, the overwhelm. All right, so we talked about overwhelm, procrastination, lack of energy, inconsistency, perfectionism. So a lot of you have put in there, all of them, right? All of the above, overwhelm and exhaustion. Yes, all of them. Biggest struggles having the intentions to start something and then getting round to it, cannot make plans and put them into action. Okay, so here are some of the solutions. All right, so for the overwhelm, where you feel like you have too much to do and don't know where to start, well, start with the brain dump. Right? Get it out of your head and down on paper. Where's my brain dump? Brain dump, right? Okay, brain dump. Just take the overwhelm out of there and down on paper, and then categorize it, right? What's to do for today, tomorrow, what's to do for this week, and then, put those tasks on a to-do list. Don't overwhelm yourself too much with a weekly planner or a daily planner, and then, just choose 3 tasks, priorities, 5 tasks, right? Top 3. Okay, so that's one of the ways you can go a solution for when you are feeling overwhelmed. Okay, the brain dump printable and the guide is a freebie. So there's no excuse. Now, if you don't have a printer, I think Laura was saying she's writing it down, okay? So you can write it down. Great way to have your self-care is, making a planner page and making it, putting some doodles and doing some highlights, okay? So no excuse. I've got given you a brain dump guide as well as a printable to brain dump on, okay? Right? No excuse. Or just a plain paper. You don't even have to have one of these. So take away all the stress and all the friction by just brain dumping and writing things on one task. The other, struggle that you guys have that a lot of you said was procrastination. So you know exactly what you need to do because you planned it, you've written it down, but then there's too much distraction, right? Oh, things on Instagram, reels, videos, something else instead of what we're supposed to do. So a solution, use a 2-minute rule, right? 2-minute action rule. Hang on a tick again, getting a runny nose, okay? The 2-minute action rule. So anything that can get done in 2 minutes or under, okay, in 2 minutes or under, just do it. Don't write it down. Just do it. No need to put it on any list because one of the reasons we procrastinate is that it's actually so much easier to do nothing than to start something. But when you start to do one small actionable step, like a 2-minute thing, maybe put the laundry basket, I'm just looking at it, put the laundry basket that's sitting on your dining table back in the laundry, right? So because I've gotten up from wherever I'm sitting, procrastinating on the couch, most likely, scrolling through my phone, all right, get up, put that away, less than 2 minutes, do it now, no need to write it down. Okay, so when we do one small actionable step, it can get the momentum going. So it's the law of inertia. If the body is at rest, it will stay at rest. But if the body starts moving, it will start to keep moving. So just one small step at a time. So if you go, my list maybe at the moment is just too overwhelming. Is there anything you can do for 2 minutes, or there's that 2-minute rule or the 5-minute rule? Just do something for 5 minutes. Okay, so if you suppose you said you wanted to read more, just read for 5 minutes and then keep it at that. As soon as 5 minutes is over, stop reading because it just helps get that momentum going. Okay, so then the other thing that, the overwhelm and the struggle is low energy, right? So low energy. You plan, but either by midday or by midweek or by mid-month, you are burnt out. So a lot of you have said about, you are great at the beginning of anything and then you lose momentum. So solution is schedule your tough task or the bigger task that you maybe don't want to do during your peak focus time. So are you a morning person, a midday, or a night planner? Let me know in the chat right now, when is your best time that you can plan, that you can actually look at your planner and go, all right, what do I need to do today? Is it the morning? Is it during midday or the night before? Drop your answer in the chat right now. Or again, there's fluff on my eyelashes. Or if you're watching on replay, let me know. By knowing your peak time, schedule then, look at your planner during those times. So I know for me, nighttime, I rarely touch my planner. So, I don't get a lot of my nighttime habits and routine done. So morning person, all right? Brenda is a morning person. So action, anything that you're maybe stuck on, or a little bit bigger task or tougher task during the morning. Okay, Laura's morning as well. So I know sometimes it's easier to put things off, just go on. So, I'll do that later. And then, of course, later comes and then there's no energy. Other things might have come up and thrown, things out of whack. So try and get the things that are tougher either when you have the most energy or at the beginning of the week. So then if something does happen, then you can still have time to catch up. Susan says afternoons and late nights are my best working times. Night owl here. See, I think mine is morning or very early morning, like as in 3 a.m. And then I hit my peak at like 1 o'clock. And then the rest of the afternoon, I procrastinate. So I try and get everything done in the morning. So Susan's a night owl. Excellent. I love it. Budgeting mama, night for me. All right. So then that's when you can go and do your planning, or, looking at your task and things to do during those times. All right. So, like I said, know yourself. And then if you don't know, maybe that's a great thing, is to track. It's like, when do I have the most energy? Could be, oh, I thought I was a morning person. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm an afternoon person. Or maybe I'm a night owl. Okay, so inconsistency, that was another struggle that a lot of you have said. Some days you're on fire, other days you don't touch your planner at all. And I've done that. That's okay. I know, like, I think Tuesdays, for me, I don't touch my planner Tuesday, because I come from the high of Monday's live stream, and then, I'm like gung-ho. I do some editing throughout Monday and then the next day. So guess what? I take Tuesday as my day off. So I don't actually plan too much for Tuesday, because I know my energy level is not as high, because then I have to go back to the, the thing, oh, now the fun stuff is finished. Now I've got to go plan again, plan for the next one. So guess what? On Tuesdays, I take it a little bit easier, or I put lots of stuff that's me focused, doing some hobbies, painting by numbers. So one of the things is attach your planning to an existing habit. So morning, if you have morning coffee, maybe have your planner open while you're brewing your coffee or tea. Or during your lunch break, if you work, if you I don't know, if you have your lunch at your desk, maybe you should have your lunch somewhere else, so change of environment. But if you're at your desk, and then you can go 5 minutes before you come back from your lunch, you check your planner. Okay, so if you're inconsistent with your planning or touching your planner, attach it to an existing habit. So, let me know what's one habit you could pair with planning. So have a think. So for those of you that had answered that, that sometimes you forget to use your planner, start having a think. What do I do each and every day that I can attach looking at my planner or reviewing my to-do list during that same time? Maybe while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. Okay, that's when I'm going to check what's my top priority for today. All right, so then the other one is perfectionism. We spend too much time making things just right and making things all pretty, which is great because embellishing our planner pages is part of the fun. It's part of self-care. But then, sometimes when we go, oh, that layout isn't nice enough, so then you don't touch it at all. I've done that where my layout, the colors don't work out, and then I don't like looking at it, because then it doesn't look nice. It doesn't look pretty. Okay, so if you're a perfectionist, and then you go, oh, my planner page isn't looking, as pretty as those that I see on Instagram, right? Don't be so hard on yourself. Just do the best you can. Or set a 10-minute timer for planning, and just go, all right, I'm just going to plan for 10 minutes. I'm just going to write whatever I need to write, because done is better than perfect. Okay, morning coffee. Yep. So if you're, you're brewing your coffee, maybe the night before, have your planner already next to your coffee maker. Have it open on your to-do list. All right, so it's there. You wake up, okay, brewing coffee. Let's see, what's the plan for today? What's the top priority for today? All right, that's wonderful. I like that. Audible and planner for me, excellent. Hi, Amy. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. So, Amy's, big struggle is the overwhelm. So, Amy, if you're watching this, assuming you're watching it from the beginning, all right, the overwhelm, just taking it easy and using a brain dump or a running to-do list. All right. So, you know, have you ever abandoned, right, a plan because it wasn't perfect? Yes, I've done that. I've like, I've so that's when the these things, the paper clips come in. I just, oh, I don't like that planner. I don't have one because I had a good week. I planned all my nicely, right? So, but then let's say, oh, that I didn't fill that in. I'll go and paper clip them so I don't have to look at them. And then I'll just go and maybe take out my running to-do list and just use that. Okay. So done is better than perfect. So let me know if you've ever had a planner page that you didn't like. So then and then you didn't plan at all. All right. So go and put a paper clip so you don't even have to look at it. Right. So for those recovering perfectionists, I do that paper clip, or sometimes if I don't use a spread, I glue my pages together. So then I don't have to look at it. There you go. Ta-da! Right? So then I'm not hard on myself, because even though I know, yes, done is better than perfect, I know that internal part of me that's still learning to let go, of things not being going according to plan. So there are ways not to have it in your face. Paperclip, glue, washi tape your pages together. All right. So now, so before I wrap up, okay, let's talk about building better planning habits. So the other question that I had put in the YouTube community post was, what was it? Okay, what's your biggest struggle in staying consistent with planning? Okay, so the options were: I forget to use my planner, I start strong but lose motivation, I feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start, I don't have time to plan. So the result was 41% of us forget to use the planner. So you come along with me and you plan along in the Monday morning or your Sunday afternoon or evening, you embellish it, and then you forget to use your planner. So 41% of you said, I forget to use my planner. 36% said you start strong but then lose motivation. 16% struggle with overwhelm, and 7% I don't have time. So a big issue from the community is forgetting to use your planner. Okay, so what's the solution? Okay, so that's the biggest one, forgetting to use your planner. Solution: make checking your planner part of your daily routine. You actually put it as part of one of your tasks or habit tracker. Whereas, okay, I don't need my paper clip for this week. I'm very happy with my, okay. So in my well-being planner spread, right, so these are the things that I do for myself to make sure I'm looking after myself, logging in my mood, my habits, and my 7 key areas of focus are the wellness and then taking a break is check planner. Okay, so at the end of the day, I remember for me, I'm more of my energy is the morning. In the evening, I don't have a lot of energy, and so a lot of my habits and routines in the evenings don't get done. So at least I do have on my habit tracker to check my planner. So then I go, okay, what's something I can do in the evening that, a 2-minute or 5-minute. All right. So if you struggle and forget to use your planner, pop it in your task list or your habit tracker and make it part of your daily routine. Again, for those of you, look at it with your morning coffee or before bed each night. okay? And I add in my, I have to add in my own tracker to check my planner because I don't check my planner in the evening, and then there's things on there that I forget to do. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't set myself up well for the next day because I didn't go and write my top 3 priorities, okay? So I know I forget, so I make sure I write it down. Or if it's too much, I just use your 1-page running to-do list. Where's my running to-do list? Where's that one? Here we go. Okay. Use your running to-do list. Okay. And then if the planner is a little bit too much for you, you can close it and just use your to-do list. Oops. Okay. Like I said, the analogy is if you need to go on a hike, you need hiking boots. You don't use hiking boots each and every day, but for today or for this week where it's just overwhelming, you forget to use your planner. And then you can buy yourself a nice, let me zoom out a bit so we can see the full. You can buy yourself a little clipboard. So this is, I use A5 size printable. And then I can have that, and that could just be my planner for the week. I've removed the overwhelm, but I'm still have my checklist of my to-do list, so then I don't fall behind, I don't overwhelm myself, I don't give myself anxiety by not doing the task that I said is important to me for the week. Okay? It's okay not to use your planner each and every day. You can just use one list. Right? And then you can even embellish that. You can make that as a fun, self-care. Embellish your what is it, decoupage? Is that what it is? Put your nice pretty vinyl stickers, make it fun. And then if you have a space on your wall, a nice little hook that could be next to your coffee machine or next to the fridge or in the kitchen or area that you walk past each and every time, right? Or have that by your next to your bedside table. Okay, so all these different things, just think of them as tools in your tool belts. Sometimes you don't need, you may not need to have your planner all the time, especially if it feels overwhelming. Why are you overwhelming yourself? Let's take it back. Okay? It's okay to use 1 page. Or just get, you can get all those notepads that are glued at the top that you can just rip off, right? Or you might just use Post-it note today. It's okay. What tools can you use for the moment in time that fits within your energy, fits within your capacity, and fits within what you can manage at the moment? If it's too much, it's going to be too much. You're going to overwhelm yourself. And then that's just going to put more pressure on top of more pressure. Okay? So what one time of day could you commit to checking your planner? Have a think. For me, nighttime, it's just that I'll go through the list. So that check your planner for me. All right, so what I do is I've removed all of my divided tabs. Now I don't know where the pages are. All right, so for me in the evening when I check the planner, I will go through, let's say, where are we? I'll go through, the list that I have for the day and just go, okay, all right, where's my pens? Where's all my pens? It's way over there. I'm going to use a different pen. Okay. Yep. Well, I had lunch. All right. So I'm going to, yes, I had lunch. All right. And then, of course, the act of checking things off your list gives you that dopamine hit. Did I go out on Saturday? Did I get myself outside on Saturday? Where did I put all of my stuff? I've lost my habit tracker. Oh, here it is. I've lost my habit tracker. Okay. Did I get myself out on Saturday? Get outside? Yes. Yes. All right. So do this. So whatever time of the day that you commit to check your planner, do that. and pop it in your list and then go through. Yeah, I had dinner. Did I watch Severance? No, I didn't watch Severance. Did I work out? No, I didn't work out. All right, did I claim that? No, I got to move that forward. Okay, did I fill in these? No, no, no. All right, so check your planner. And then that way you feel accomplished at the end of the day with the stuff you've done. And then anything that you haven't done, you can either decide, do I move that to the next day or something that I can let go? Okay, so type morning, midday, or evening when you are going to commit to check your planner on a regular basis each and every day. Are you going to check it in the morning? Are you going to check it in midday? Check it evening. This planner check is just you going through and making sure that have I actioned the stuff that I said I was going to action. So Amy's from Colorado. A replay, well, starting late at the beginning of the live. Laura says, that's when I realized that normal planners are not working for me. Yeah. And that's where I think I too, because I tried Hobonichi. In 2024, I thought, you know what? I'm going to try Hobonichi because I wanted to be in one planner for the whole year. Unfortunately, that's not how my brain works. My brain likes variety. Maybe next week I'll be in a personal size. And I no longer feel guilty about changing my mind. The reason is my things I need to do is not the same each and every day. It's not the same each and every week. Granted, try not to change it too much because you want to make sure you give it a little bit of a try, because if we change it all the time, then our habit will never stick. All right. So important to give it a good go. And then if it's still not working, yes, change it up. But sometimes that's one of the things we do is like, we change up because just because it didn't work for 1 day or 2 days or a week, we go, well, it's a failure. All right. So try and see if you can stick to it as well. I start strong Monday and by Thursday afternoon I forget it. Me too. Me too, Irene. It's like as you can see here, Sunday it's not filled in, but Saturday and Sunday I don't do much because that's when I time to have take the day off. But here Monday it's full, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday not as much, Saturday, and then Sunday, and I'm okay with that. Okay. So Amy says, how is your job hunt going? Would love you full time with us, but hope it's going very well. There's another different decision made. So so we're just going to see how it's going, what we're going to do, taking each day at a time, and then but with anything new. Yeah, well, I'll let you know. If you stop seeing me, then I would have gotten a full-time job. But yes, I would love to be here full-time as well, Amy. New subscriber, loving your content. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yay! Woohoo! Yay! Thank you, Amy. Stephanie, welcome, Amy. Happy to have you here. Brenda says morning is a time of the day that she can commit to checking her planner so then you don't forget it. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. So let's do a quick recap. All right. So use brain dump to organize your things in your head down on paper. Okay. Create a running to-do list. So if it's too much, if your planner is just too overwhelming for you at the moment, just for this week or today or this month, try stripping it back and creating just a one-page running to-do list for all your tasks in the week. So then that way it will help you prioritize what's really important, because really there is not enough time in the day for you to do 15 to 20 tasks. Because if you're trying to do 15 to 20 tasks, you know what you're not doing? You're not looking after yourself. You're not taking the breaks that you need. You're not putting in the self-care that is important to build the foundation. Because if your brain is not working well, emotionally you're not working well, physically you're not fit, you're not feeling well, right? Then guess what will happen? Cognitively, your decision making out the window. There's something that you can make a decision like that any other time when you've had rest, when you've taken some time to do joyful stuff, do the hobbies, catch up with friends, or just sit there and do nothing, right? It's just the same way when our computer starts overheating, right? And then everything starts slowing down, and you see that whirling little circle in the middle of it. That's the same way when we do put too much on ourselves. So, what do we need to do? Turn ourselves off. Do something fun, do something exciting, do something joyful. And then when we come back on, guess what? Wow, everything's going like opening up nice and quick. Like all the websites and the tabs that we're opening, it's not, opening is opening up in a much better fast pace. So important. Use a running to-do list, a one thing list, okay? And then we talked about the common productivity struggles, and we talked about the different solutions. So if you forgot, just go back and have a look what had to do when you're feeling overwhelmed. Do the 2-minute rule when you're procrastinating, when you're feeling inconsistent, and when you're feeling low energy. So I have lots of takeaway stuff, right? So let me know, what is your biggest takeaway from today's live stream? What solution or tip or planning ideas are you going to take away and implement? Look, if everything is working for you, I had one person in the comment section of, they've said they've been using a planning system for years and it's working for them really well. And in their opinion, the running to-do list is a waste of time. And I said, that's fantastic that whatever system you have is working for you. That's great. So whatever you have at the moment that's working, that's fantastic. The solutions and the ideas are for those that may be struggling, that may be feeling overwhelmed, that may feel like their task is never ending. They feel like it's just everything is just piling on top of each other. Okay? These are just some solutions. It's not for every day. It's not for a forever solution. It's just one of the tools in our tool belts that we take out when we need to hammer a nail on the wall, when we need to screw a screwdriver. Different tools, different planning systems for different moments in time, and based on our lifestyle, our energy, and the things that's currently on our plate. All right? So whatever you're doing at the moment, if it's going well, fantastic. Normally what happens when mine is going well, you probably will see on my YouTube that I do the same thing over and over again because it's going well. But when it's not, what can I do? Please help me. Someone help, what do they say? Drowning, not waving, help, right? So all it is when there are moments in time when things are not going well, how can I make it simple for myself? How can I make it easy? How can I take away the pressure and just keep it simple, sweetie? Someone, I can't remember who said it, kiss, right? Normally it's kiss, keep it simple, stupid. All right, let's keep it simple, sweetie. All right, let's do that. I love it. Susan says, I'm going to try the running to-do list because I get stressed knowing all my to-dos are in multiple areas. I think it will help to have them all together in one reliable place. And same with me, Susan. I don't use my, where is my, is this one? I don't use my running to-do list all the time. It's one of the tools that I take out when everything's just too much. Everything's just overwhelming. Okay? Last week, I didn't use it because the system I had, my well-being planner, my weekly spread, I was so happy with this weekly spread and I got a lot of stuff done. You know why? Because I rested. I've been resting. Remember I was up for doing my 30-day mindful messy March challenge, and then I suddenly for a whole week I wasn't going on I've rested. So guess what? I had the capacity to be able to do the task that I've set for myself. Rest, self-care, taking time off and enjoying fun stuff is really important. Steph says, I don't get why people have to say such things. Nothing is really a waste of time when it can benefit someone else. If it doesn't resonate, move on. No need to be that way. Steph, can I tell you though, when I do get those comments, it's actually a good thing because it means YouTube has pushed my content to those who are normally not my target audience. So I got to be able to take the good. Look, it wasn't the bad. We know that I love it when people comment because it does help, but you sort of just go, I specifically said in the beginning of my video, do you have a never ending to-do list? Are you stressed? Are you overwhelmed? Your planning not working for you? And it's like, so I just said, look, if everything's going well, as you know, I'm always very courteous in my comments most of the time. And I did say, look, if everything's going well for you, fantastic. Then this video is not for you. All right. So really important. Yes, sometimes people are people. So yeah. So it's good that my video is getting pushed to non-plannerettes or non-plan, that are have their own way. Fantastic. But yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Brenda. You are amazing. No, you are amazing. And we got to get ourselves and get some vitamin D and get ourselves out there. I appreciate it so much. All right. So, I love for those of you watching in the replay, don't forget, drop a comment with your biggest takeaway from today. Okay, so the next thing for you to do, for those of you who haven't downloaded it yet, where is it? Okay, you've got your brain dump guide, and this comes with, so in the one printable, you've got the brain dump guide, and then you've got the brain dump. It's free. Yes, it's free. Why? Because I want you to also remove the overwhelm and the stress. Okay, so if you can't plan along with me in any of my videos, have this printed out and then do it, set everything and then categorize. Okay, and then so the link is in the description. So make sure either sign up for my newsletter or join my plannerettes or both, because if you do sign up for my plannerettes community, you do get my email newsletter anyway. So there you go. All right, so then also make sure to find out how to use the running to-do list. Watch the how to get stuff done running to-do list video. The link is in the description, and of course make sure you like and subscribe. Whoo, there we go, an hour and a half of sharing my time with you and hopefully reducing the overwhelm and the stress and giving you tips and ideas on how you can, the common struggles we all have when it comes to our planning. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, every single one of you. And I'm so glad I'm back live streaming with you guys. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.